What's going on, guys? My name is Media Guy Doug. This is the Punishers Paintball YouTube channel, and you found us because you were looking up something to do with paintball. What is it? How do I play? Something like that, and I'm glad you found us. So today we're going to talk about a little bit of my personal history coming up and playing the game for the subscribers that have been around and know me a little bit, and just a little bit more about what is paintball and how is it different from just running and shooting each other in the woods. There's a whole lot to talk about. So if you like this and you like this channel, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, drop a comment, have a conversation with us. We'd love to hear from you guys and hear what things you kind of think about when it comes to paintball, and we'll catch you after the intro. Alright guys, so first let's get into what is in my hands in front of me here. I drove this back with me from the holidays from my parents' house in PA just to bring it here and embarrass myself so you can get a kick out of this. This was my, it's gonna say my first gun, but it was my first like nice paintball gun. It's technically my second. This is a
Let's talk about that ID card real quick.
8th grade, look at that hair, the absolute mop on the top of my head. That is not the case anymore. What do you think? Should I grow it out? Leave a comment. But, so yeah. My first like real nice at the time paintball gun was a Tippmann A5, and boy did I do my worst when it came to modding it out. I decided I wanted this thing to look like an M4, so I went all out with like the Wrap 4 parts on this thing. We got the adjustable stock, which has surprisingly held up and stood the test of time. This is completely useless. It doesn't even come out to put like Allen wrenches in it and stuff. This was probably one of the coolest purchases that I made, was the shroud and all that, and like the barrel. All this came as one piece. It was super easy to just slap it on. You could loosen the little there's like Allen key spots on here so that you could rotate it right, because they never knew if it was going to sit right on your gun. And I got the low profile loader. This is not what it came with at all. I really, like, for being 13 or 14, put a lot of time into this thing, because at the time I was super into like mil-sim style of paintball. So mil-sim paintball, that might be what a lot of people think of when they hear about playing paintball or like going. So that's people that at the time I liked the more military look to it. That's kind of how I thought about paintball, was that it was supposed to mimic army activities or military activities. So that was how I had a whole tack vest thing that I actually just recently gave to my dad. He wants to start doing some stuff kind of like that. I built out my marker to look ridiculously somewhat realistic like this, but you know, just ignored how bad this looks up on the front. But I don't think I did a terrible job for being like 14 and just
looks pretty good, Doug.
It out with what hey, look. I could do some things right.
Teenager me is proud.
Everyone likes this stuff at some point in their paintball career, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We even have a small section of tactical stuff over here, don't we, Joel?
We do.
We got a little bit. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if you guys give us reason to build it out, we have access to get more. We would love to. But yeah, so I started off, my first ever game playing was at the Invasion of Normandy up in Jim Thorpe, PA. So it's like 2000 on 2000. I'm on a boat, literally having never even gotten shot with a paintball before, just holding against this door, waiting to run out and just run into a wall of paint. It was insane. But a really good kind of baptism by fire. So that's what we call a scenario game or a big game. So in this case, it takes on like a historic battle and lets you kind of replay it out in real life, unscripted. But then there's other games like Monster Game, I'll cut clips in here of that, where it's got its own set of rules. There's always objectives. There's these oil drums. You have to take these oil drums from point A to point B without losing your team. And there's usually a ref that'll be watching it, things like that. There's objectives, different ways to get points, and it's like a big map. It's really very relatable to a lot of the video games that are out there. The CSGO, the Fortnite, all these Battle Royale style games. That's what your big games and your scenario games are gonna be more geared towards, and there's many different permutations and versions of them. Okay, cool. We had a call come in. But there's infinite different versions of these type of games, but typically, I mean, the smallest I've seen is like 500 on 500. Wasn't that about the size when we went to Monster Game, Joel?
Yeah, right around that.
It was right around that, or sorry, Living Legends. But either way, it's 500 on 500. It sounds like a lot, but honestly, when you spread it across acres on acres of land, it's really not that big, and you end up walking for miles before you see anyone to actually shoot at, and it's wild. So that's more of like your big game play. Now there's Rec Ball, which is just your typical, it's a weekend, you go to a paintball field, and it can look similar. You'll get players of all different kinds. You'll get people that show up with mil-sim type of equipment. You'll get players that show up using high-end speedball guns. You might get players that show up using more of the Axe 2.0, which is a great entry-level paintball marker that is electronic as well. Or you might even have someone just using a Tippmann 98, a Tippmann Cronus, a more basic Tippmann A5, like the one up on the wall that is what this used to be. you can get all different kinds of things. It's very much a mixed bag. Joel, you look like you have a comment that you want to add to this.
No, I mean, definitely you've covered everything so far, Doug. You're doing a good job.
Doing my best. I'm trying to be thorough. But yeah, so rec ball is like if your coworkers or your friends say, hey, we should go play paintball this weekend. That's more than likely what they're talking about. And that's probably what you think of if you don't think of the milsim. Is the other side of it is just people wearing hoodies and jeans, grabbing just a very basic looking all black gun with a shake and shoot loader, just going out and playing tag with guns and having a great time. And that's where it all starts for a lot of people. Most people don't start off by running off of a boat getting shot at by 2,000 other people. I was pretty dumb for that, but that was 2007, and now we're here. Clearly it panned out. I do not hate paintball, never did. But then there's this other side of it that you can get into, which is the tournament paintball scene. And what a world that is. That has what sucked all of us in to this world. That is why I ended up working in this store. Sorry guys, brief intermission. Brooks came in from getting picked up. Anyway, so speedball, tournament paintball, how I ended up here. Started playing for Punishers, wanted to do a marketing career, was friends with Joel, and I was like, hey, I want to jump in and help out. Here we are. So what is tournament paintball? It's 5-on-5 chess, 5-on-5 tag. It's 5-on-5 capture the flag. There's a buzzer at either end of a field. Your team starts here, their team starts here. You don't have to shoot all 5 bodies. You just have to touch that buzzer to score a point. That is the most oversimplified way to explain it. I will include clips of some Punishers matches so you get the gist of it, but the benefit, in my opinion, to playing tournament paintball is it just kind of cuts to the chase. It's a, 180 by 150 foot field, so still decently sized, but not huge, not tiny. You're not right on top of each other from the get-go. It'll feel like it if you're coming from playing massive recreational fields, but it's pretty fun because you don't have to worry about waiting 45 minutes and sweating through your mask before you get to make contact with someone and actually engage in a gunfight. So there are pros and cons to both. There is a really good team feeling aspect with tournament paintball. There is also, as I said, you don't have to be as patient. You can get right down to the point. And if you are someone who is competitive in nature, it's a really good outlet for that. But if you just want to have fun, shoot some guns with your friends, a lot of them you can go do like camp out weekends and bring a grill, a much more relaxed way about things. Then the big games and scenario games might be a little bit more your style. There's many different ways to play paintball, but that's kind of the beauty of it. You don't have to do all one or all the other. But thankfully, places like Punishers here, we can support all of the above. If you want to get the newest high-end tournament guns, we can support that. If you want to get more entry-level markers and you're just getting into it, we got you for that. Different masks, different pod packs, jerseys, pants, you name it. So places like this enable players like you, all different kinds of you, to be able to get into the game, and it's a beautiful thing. So if you like this and videos like this, drop a like, leave a comment, make sure you subscribe. Leave any ideas or any questions that you guys have. If you're just getting into the game, that's a great place for us to know what kind of videos we should be curating, is right in the comment section, and we do read them. So please, like I said, subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment, and we will catch you guys in the next video.